Hello and welcome to this episode of Creating with Howcraft. My name is Denise Yesback-Moore with howcraftcollection.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create my autumn earrings. The tools and supplies you will need to create these earrings are bail making pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters, chain nose pliers. You will also need a small bench block, a chasing hammer, an ear wire, eye pins, a 4mm jump ring, and these are AB coated glass cubes. We will also be using 18 gauge wire and 20 gauge wire. A complete list of the jewelry making supplies and beads along with printable PDF instructions can be found on howcraftcollection.com. Search autumn earrings. We are going to start off by cutting a 12-inch length of 18 gauge wire. This wire is a little soft, so you should use half hard wire. What I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of going through and I'm pressing it with my chain nose pliers. I'm trying to harden the wire up. I don't want to hammer it because the earrings won't turn out properly if I do. So we're just kind of going through with our chain nose pliers. We're tapping it down, hardening that wire a little bit. So I'm grabbing my bail making pliers and I want to use this barrel right here. It's about 5 to 6 millimeters. So we're going to use this one right here. And now I'm going to move down about 1 inch. And I'm going to start wrapping my wire around the plier. Now we're going to place the plier right next to the previous loop, and we are going to bend that wire around, moving the plier as we go. And then we just moved it. We're going to place it right about there. We're bending our wire. Moving it as we go, and then we have to slide it off. We're going to come back in and squish that little piece down. So once again, I'm grabbing my bail making pliers, placing it right there next to the previous loop. I'm grabbing it, I'm wrapping that wire around, moving the pliers to the side and coming around. And then I'm going to remove it and squish that wire down. Moving our pliers over to the other side, right here. We're bending that wire, moving it to the side, bringing it around, removing the plier, squishing it down, placing it right there, bending that wire, always on the back side, moving the pliers to the side, bringing it around, taking it off, and then I'm kind of squishing it as I go, placing it right about there, bending the wire, turning it to the side, bringing it around, and squishing. Let's do that 3 more times. Placing our bail making pliers there, bending the wire around, moving it to the side, coming back up, removing it, squishing it down, placing our bail making pliers right there, bringing it around, moving our pliers to the side, removing it. I'm just kind of adjusting it as I go. And one more, placing it right there, bringing the wire down, moving the bail making pliers to the side, and bringing that wire up. And I'm just kind of adjusting it a little bit, squishing all those wires down. We have completed a total of 10 loops. When you get done with that step, you can come back in and start tapping these little loops to harden the wire a little bit. Just kind of go through, make sure you're really careful not to distort the loop. And I'm just kind of tapping them down a little bit so that the earring keeps its shape. Now we're going to form a simple loop on each side of the earring. So I'm coming back in with my chain nose pliers. I'm holding that loop down and I'm just making a bend. And then I'm going to trim off that little end, grabbing my round nose pliers, placing it right about there. And we are just going to roll the wire towards us. Make sure it's closed to form a simple loop. Flipping it over to the other side, I'm going down in that loop, probably right about there. And we're going to make the bend. And then we're going to trim off that end. We are now going to form our simple loop. Once again, I said to make sure you hold this loop nice and tight so it doesn't distort. So we're going right about there. We're just bending that wire around to form our simple loop. We are now going to place that piece to the side and we're going to create our little hammered dangles. So I just cut a 1-inch length of 20 gauge wire. I'm going to place this little piece of wire on my small bench block. I'm going to start hammering. I'm going to silence the video so it's not super loud. So you can now see that the end flattened out. I hammered it on both sides. You can flatten it out as little or as much as you want. It adds a interesting little decorative feature. I just strung 2 of my cubes onto my little head pin. And now we are going to form a simple loop. I'm going to bend it right about there. It's a little bit harder with the cubes. We're going to come back in. And we're going to trim off that little end. Now we are going to form a simple loop by rolling the wire towards us. And you can see the side and the loop. We are going to repeat this process 5 times for a total of 6 dangles. Now we're going to open our loop. This is how you open and close the loop. So let's open that loop, come over to the earring, try to find the center, and we're going to come in and close the loop. We are going to attach the dangles to the center 6 loops, leaving 2 loops empty on each side. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while I do that to save time. And now you can see that I have attached all 6 of my dangles. We are now going to create the chain. I just strung a cube onto my eye pin, and I am going to bend that wire down. Going to come back over, trim off that little end, and once again, we are going to form a simple loop by rolling the wire towards us. I'm just picking up my chain nose pliers, making sure that they're facing the same way. You're going to repeat this step one more time for the left side, so I just made another one to save time. And then we are going to open the loop, attach the previous loop, and close the loop. Now we're going to go to the end. We're going to open that loop, grab our earring, and we're going to attach it. Come back in and close the loop. We're going to repeat this process one time for the other side of the chain. I already created it in order to save a little bit of time. And here you can see I attached the other side. I just grabbed a 4mm jump ring. This is how you open and close a jump ring. So I'm going to come over and connect on each side. And I want to make sure they're hanging right. Then I'm going to grab my ear wire, and we are going to close that jump ring. And there you have it, how to create my August earrings. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe at Howcraft USA. Follow us on Instagram at Howcraft Collection Beads. Be sure to visit howcraftcollection.com for more inspirational DIY projects and for all your jewelry making needs. New beads are added weekly, and each week howcraftcollection.com features an amazing new sale. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.